We are all called to be mothers. Each of us will walk a different road on the motherhood journey. But ultimately, what we learn about ourselves along the way is what really matters. In today's video, I'm going to share nuggets I've learned as being a 2-year-old mom, and I hope this video will help us on what being a mom is and inspire you to look at your journey in a different light. No matter how long you've been a mother, God is growing and shaping you to be the woman He has created you for, to nurture the gifts He has given you. As a mother, I have learned that I need God. Through the ups and downs of anxiety, I will cling to Him and I'll feel like without Him, I can't do anything. When I became a mom, I worried so much about my children, and I realized that I have no control over what happens and how it happens. The only option I had was to lean on God and to trust that He was watching over myself and my children. If you are struggling to spend time with the Lord, I totally agree. Sometimes taking care of a little one is so overwhelming and hard and exhausting that we don't get the time that we used to spend with God like we used to be alone. But then, in our limited time, we can still have time with God. We can still enjoy our moments with God. You can still do your quiet time. But it might not be like the time when you were alone and you have a secluded time. It could be whilst you are breastfeeding. It could be whilst you are backing or trying to make baby sleep. Whatever time it is, you can still rely on Him. And whatever happens to you on this journey, throw it all out to Him. Know that He cares. Just know that you are strong. After I gave birth to my second daughter, I felt invisible. Not only did I just spend 9 months nurturing the sweet baby till I delivered spontaneously, naturally, but then there were so much changes that came along that particular pregnancy, and it really turned my life around. But then I am proud of myself and how strong I have been, knowing all the challenges I went through on the day of delivery. I look back and see that God was using this to strengthen me and to show me that I am strong regardless of what life throws at me. So know that as far as you've gone through that labor ward, whether you gave birth through your through spontaneous vaginal delivery or whether you had CS, just know that as far as you came home strong and with your baby, you are victorious and you are strong. Note that everything that happens will pass in this life that we find ourselves in. In the thick of these 2 years as a mom, I truly thought it would never end. When my daughter was refusing to sleep and crying, I used to complain that when would this girl ever want to sleep without sleeping on the breast or sleeping by me? But I look back at this season and I felt it was never going to end. It was hard, it was exhausting, but it has passed. Now she sleeps on her own, and this has helped me to constantly remind myself that in all of life's tough moments, this one too shall pass, and that nothing lasts forever. It might feel like it's never going to end, but everything, whether good or bad, does come to an end and a closure eventually. So whatever you are going through this journey, know that it wouldn't last forever. Whatever challenges you are facing at a particular stage of your child's life, know that it won't last forever. It will definitely come to an end. Whatever it is, hang on to the little moment. If you've known me for some time, you realize that I love those little moments. These moments that others would watch it go unnoticed, is what I love to keep memories of and capture. Like when lady was a newborn, I could watch her sleep, look at how she's breathing, watch her do things like when she's playing on the floor with her towel, with her toys on the towels, like when she did her first cooing, her first babbling, her first words, her first movement. And I would just watch her, sit there, listen to her, and just soak in those captive moments. And time goes by, and I look at those memories, I watch those videos, and I wonder how we got here. So those little moments that we pass by, it won't come back again. So we need to enjoy those little moments so that we don't miss out on them. Then we value their growth levels as they move from one stage to the other. I can't be perfect. I can do my best, and that is good enough. Motherhood is just trying to give out your best with love. It's just showing your kids how to recover from the mistakes that you did. You don't need to walk through life perfectly, but instead show resilience through the tough moments that life throws at you. And that will teach them more than you would ever know. I can't believe how fast my daughter is learning from the things I say and do. Because these days, these children behave like sponges, and it's scary at times the kind of actions that we see them portray and do. And I've learned that what we do really do matters. How we treat others around them, how we love ourselves, and even our habits are teaching them how to live their lives. So it's important for us to be very mindful of the things that we do around them. And oh, my fellow mothers, you deserve some love, you deserve some grace, you deserve some forgiving spirit. It surprised me how hard sometimes I am on myself. And I'll never forget the day that my daughter rolled off the bed. I couldn't stop blaming myself. But she was just fine. And it was nothing to worry myself about. But I thought it was the worst thing I've ever done as a parent. And I know that's how sometimes we mothers feel. But if there was anything being a mom has taught me, it has taught me to give myself grace, to give myself the room to make mistakes. Things aren't important. And it's crazy how fast time flies. I feel like it's just yesterday or some couple of months ago that I went to the hospital to go and do it. But it still shocks me when I have to say that I've got a 2-year-old daughter. With that being said, all these moments with my daughter, I won't get it back. The laundry will be there. The emails I have to respond to at work will be there. The errands I have to do will still be there. But the time I spend with this little child is sacred. We don't know what our lives look like in the future. So we need to savor these precious moments because we won't ever get them back again. To try and find time to spend with your kids, because they are the savory moments that we hold on to when life gets tough. Pray for your child. I feel like praying for your child often gets looked over. But to be a great mom, that's the best gift you can give to your child. It's part of our job to cover them up with prayers. Although our children may not see us doing this, unless maybe they are grown or maybe we are at dinner and we are praying before we eat. It will show them how much we love them, and it protects them against the enemy. I've found that when I spend time praying for my child, I'm more passionate about it, and it tends to make me love my child the more. So keep this in mind. You don't need to spend hours in prayer when you need to pray for your child. It could be a simple prayer, just as you see your child play along on the house. You can just say, Lord, thank you for my child. You can pray and say, Lord, help me to be encouraged, to be a great mom to my child. You can pray and prophesy good things to your child, that this one will not die, that this one will live, that this one will excel. Don't put pressure on yourself to have perfectly worded prayers. The Lord always knows what is on our hearts. So you just need to say those positive affirmations to your child every time. The final thing I need you to take and put up is to always place down the phone. You might be sick of seeing this everywhere, but we really need to put down our phones when we are with our kids. Our kids sees that our attention are diverted and they feel ignored, unheard, and they feel like we don't love them. I once read an article about how parents' screen time is interfering with our children's development. I knew it wasn't good to be on our phone around our kids, but I didn't realize how much of an impact and effect it was having on them. So what we take to do is we try to keep our screen time away from our kids and help them to feel the essence of love, because when we begin to get glued to our phones around them, that's when they also get glued to either the cartoons they are watching on the television or their kids' tablets. So we create a time where all soft phones are away, and then it's me and you time playing along, doing our homework, and then we get that time, we put them to bed, and then we try to use our phones, because the more they see that mommy is glued to their phone, they realize that mommy doesn't have time for me, daddy doesn't have time for me. So they try and find solace in something else, which will eventually come back to harm us ourselves. As we end today's video, I want you to realize that the purpose of motherhood and the purpose of being a Christian mom are two different things. Motherhood is a general journey that will help you grow, and it will also help your relationship with God get better. Whilst your job as a Christian mom is to discipline or disciple, care for your child, nurture that child, and teach your child. You were chosen to be a Christian mom. God made you for this, and I'm praying for you to be that mom that God has called you to disciple your children for His cause. Thank you very much for watching today's video. My name still remains Ikiaodra Obenyewa, and if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, don't forget to click on the subscribe button, like and share our video. Do have a